This is today's stimulus package update for Monday, May 25th, 2020. Today we're going to talk about what ideas might realistically make it into the next stimulus package, including whether or not you might be getting another stimulus check. But first off, happy Memorial Day. My name is Jim Hart. I'm an online business lawyer, and I'm also the founding attorney here at Hawthorn Law, where we help online businesses get their legal house in order so that they can focus on what they do best, and that is building a business that truly matters in the world. Before we get to today's stimulus package update, I wanted to address real quick my last video entitled Republicans Are Caving. These stimulus updates are not in any way intended to be partisan. Rather, my goal here is to provide timely information and guidance during this coronavirus pandemic about what is happening with the upcoming legislation, which could include another stimulus package. I want to talk about things such as what our leaders like Nancy Pelosi, Mitch McConnell, President Trump are doing and saying behind the scenes that could affect you and your online business. So if my last video came across as partisan in any way, I sincerely apologize for that. That is not my intent. That is not the goal of this channel. Trust me, if I wanted to be partisan, you would know it. So let's discuss three big ideas that are being tossed about in the US Senate as part of the next stimulus package. Now, what the Senate does is going to run counter to the HEROES Act that was passed a couple weeks ago in the House of Representatives. And that legislation had a price tag of $3 trillion and included another second stimulus check in the amount of $1,200 to the same people that would have qualified under the CARES Act. Now, I just want to address real quickly the likely timing of this bill. Republicans such as Roger Wicker from Mississippi have said, I think it's inevitable before the 4th of July. I just think it'll be needed with the economy. Also, Senator Cory Gardner, who's another Republican out of Colorado, last week threatened to prevent the Senate from going on their recess until the Senate leadership promised to take up this bill in the very near future. I will also say that Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin has said that there is a strong likelihood that the country will need another bill. So it seems that there is a high likelihood that a second stimulus package will be passed before the 4th of July holiday. What might be included in a second stimulus package? Let's talk about that. Here are three ideas that I think are very likely to make it into this stimulus package. And the hope here is that this will actually be a compromise bill. So the senators will negotiate with the House of Representatives while they're drafting this legislation and before they vote on it, so that if they do pass something, it could immediately go to the House of Representatives, get passed, and then go to President Trump for signature and become law. First off is unemployment benefits. If you recall, the HEROES Act would extend the $600 a week federal subsidy for unemployment benefits through the end of January 2021. It is much more likely that the Senate is going to cut both the amount of this benefit as well as the time frame that that benefit would be paid out. The main concern here, whether you agree with this or not, again, I'm trying not to be partisan, is that people who are on unemployment right now are making more because of the federal subsidy than they might make if they went back to work, thus preventing them from having the incentive they need to go back to work. Again, that is opinion, that is not fact, we don't have any basis for that, but that is what some people are saying. I'm not making any comment on whether that's right or wrong. Mitch McConnell, the Senate Majority Leader, would rather just cut this benefit entirely. So it seems there is a high likelihood that something is going to happen with this unemployment benefit in the compromise bill. The next item up that I think is definitely going to make it into a bill from the Senate is state and local aid. There is no question that additional aid to states is going to be needed in this bill. As a backdrop, the HEROES Act provided for $1 trillion to state and local governments as well as tribal communities and things of that sort. This number, in all likelihood, is going to get cut. There's already a bipartisan bill in the works that has the support of both Republicans and Democrats in both the House of Representatives and the Senate that will provide $500 billion, which is roughly half of what was provided for in the HEROES Act, that would go to state and local governments. So it is very likely that something is also going to happen with state aid in this compromise bill. Third, the million-dollar question, are you going to get a second stimulus check? Earlier this month, when President Trump was asked this question, he responded, we could very well do a second round of direct payments. It is absolutely under serious consideration. It is important to note that a vast majority of Americans, 84%, support a second stimulus check. And according to a recent survey, 64% of respondents said that they did not have enough money to make it another 3 months. This is a serious situation. This is something that needs to be addressed, and it is very likely to make it into the next stimulus package. The big issue here is how much that stimulus check would be and who would qualify. If we go by what has happened previously, it would be the same people that qualified under the previous bill, although the Senate could decrease the income limits on the people that will qualify for this check, and they could decrease the number of dependents that would be included with this check. I don't know if that, politically speaking, would be the smartest move, but that's something they could do. All right, here's another video that gives another update on the stimulus package. I will see you in the next video.